No, I don't know.
7 minutes is great.
7 minutes. On the dot. I'll look at my video.
I will
it's
time
like
it.
6:56, 7, like every time.
I will time it. 7 minutes.
But they are all combined, probably, so it
Anyone,
might
sir?
be different. But like when it's just her, it's like 7 minutes every time. She's very efficient.
I appreciate it.
14 players are new and actually 13 because one didn't play last year. So she's got a lot on her plate. And then when you get pressed like that, I told the team, you're never going to win with 30 turnovers. But it was a one possession game with 3 minutes left, and we had 27. So we got a little fortunate there, but that shows you that I think the positive side of that is we hung pretty tough in most categories on defense. We didn't do the right things offensively.
Lucy, Jen, good to see you both. For each of you, I have, Lucy, for you, what is the skill that's most easily translated from your Nova experience over here to Iowa? What's the thing that's come in, let's say, the most challenging? And then Jen, I have one for you.
That's a good question. I think just mentally, like learning to play with new players and learning a new offense, that was probably the hardest thing for me. I don't know about like physical basketball skill, but mentally, I think, yeah.
Jan, for you to see Addie having the kind of breakout that she's having, not just for the impact that it is for herself, but I'm wondering how much of an impact that has on Hannah Stuelke, being able to play her at the 4, being able to allow her to play obviously a very different game and one that probably you guys expected more from her coming into her Iowa career.
I expected more, which one, Addie or Hannah?
Of Hannah. How much has Addie's breakout allowed you to get more of the type of Hannah experience you probably
Yeah, because I think Hannah, she's playing more of her natural position now. And so having Addie be able to carry that load has really been helpful. Hannah missed a lot of the summer, so I think I'm still trying to get, comfortable with Hannah being a true power forward. I think in time we'll get there, but we saw it tonight, she had some pretty, strong competition, didn't let her get to the rim quite as much. We weren't able to, really get her free up for an outside shot either. So I got a little bit of work to do there, but it's nice we can keep Hannah at the 4, and I think, we'll continue to see progression out of her.
Thank you both.
In a lot of ways, this is a transitional year for you guys. Obviously with you taking over as head coach, the new players, losing Caitlin Clark and other players as well. How has that transition been like for you guys, especially because you've had to totally reinvent your offense and you're playing a totally different style than a year ago?
Yeah, I think, it's strangely different, but it's strangely the same just because, I know everybody that works the Carver, I know everything about the lay of the land there. It's heck of a big shoes to fill for sure, right? But I'm really, happy I got the shot, and this group is a really good group. I think the only thing I'm really disappointed tonight is they're really a lot better than what they showed. I tried like heck to get them ready with the press. I obviously failed as a coach, but they're a really good unit. They've given everything. They've welcomed the challenge. They're proud that Caitlin Clark and company came, but they understand that pages turn and chapters need to be rewritten. And I think they've done a really beautiful job since the season started. But this isn't any surprise. No disrespect to anybody we've played, but Tennessee's an SEC team with tremendous athletes. I think it was one that we could have had a shot. Had we played like I've seen us play, I think we could have maybe showed a little better. I'm not saying we would have won, but I think it's just hard to feel good about it when you have that many turnovers. So, I got a lot of work to do with that transitional period when it comes to the press break, but I'm proud of them. I told them I was proud of them at shoot around, and that doesn't change. It doesn't change with, how we didn't perform well, but they're giving me everything they got, and that's all any coach can ask.
Yeah, Coach, why don't you talk about how much of an honor it is for Iowa to be playing in the ruckus crowd at the Barclays Center that's almost sold out?
Yeah, I told them that a little bit before the game. There's very few times in life you really get to be first, get to be first at something. And I feel I've been really lucky in my career. I've had 3 really big firsts. This is one of them, right? Because this is the Champions Classic. And Gino, I know, worked with Fox, and Gino is just such an, amazing, just everything for our game. And he really worked to get this type of a showcase, and for our program to be at a place where we got invited. I really felt just so proud and blessed for that. I also wanted to hold the standard. I'm disappointed we lost, but I think, you know, we were right there. So I'm really thankful for that. But I've also been first when it came to the NIL. We had a kid named Caitlin Clark. That was fun. And then I'm going to be first when it comes to the rev share, trying to figure that out. So I feel like I'm kind of an oldie in this profession and a brand new gig. But I'm really thankful when I get to be part of first. And I told these young women, I said, man, this is a moment. Win or lose, you got to be something, you know, part of something really special. And I think you have to take time to celebrate that, regardless if you win or lose.
And Lucy, if I could, why don't you talk about, like, pretty much the same question I asked, and to expand on it, like, your experience playing your first game at the Barclays Center in your college basketball career.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, the stadium's so big, and I think Coach Shea did a good job of making sure we knew how special it was, so we didn't take anything for granted. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to love this place anymore because we lost, but it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
Appreciate this, thank you.
Lucy, you heard your coach talk a little bit about Hannah and what the expectation is for her this season, but you know, in playing with her, what stands out to you and what she means to this roster on and off the court?
Yeah, I mean, she's awesome. She's an incredible player in person. Yeah, I didn't know she had ball skills like that. So like dribbling off the court, I'm like, okay, point guard, you take it. But yeah, it's been fun getting to play with her, and I think we have a lot more to build off of each other with, and it's still early in the season, but I think things are going to click soon, and it'll be really fun to play with her even more.
Jan, hi, for you. I'm curious how you would define your team's offensive identity right now, and where do you want it to go?
Well, I think we need to continue to utilize our post play a little bit more. We didn't, I wanted to hit the post from the top and in, but the pressure made us forget that. And we really tried to force it from the wing, and we just kept forgetting. They had pretty good weak side. But I'd like us to be a little bit more inside-outside oriented. And I think tonight, I don't think this question to anybody that plays Tennessee, it's hard to define it tonight, because that team is gonna make you win ugly, and it'll probably make you lose ugly, unless you have some tremendous depth of ball handlers. And that's just one thing right now with a relatively young team in the sense of minutes played in pressure situations. Kylie and Sid, they didn't play a whole lot of minutes, so now I'm asking them to break press and handle it. And so tonight, I don't think is indicative of the type of offense that we can play, but I will tell you we're not where we need to be or we're going to be. The offense we play is a 4-out, 1 in. I'd like to go inside out. It gets better with time. It's a lot of reads. But tonight, I wouldn't give us a passing grade with reads, but I'm going to give a heck of a lot of credit to Tennessee.
Take one more.
Hey, Jan, Andy Lipton. The game can go either way with 2 minutes to go. Was fatigue a factor? Did they just wear you out those last 2 minutes where they created those turnovers?
I don't think physically it was, but it was mentally. Because the pressure, the pressure will get you. The pressure, it weighs on the mind. And I really thought when we had about can someone tell me, was it about a 6-point lead? Was that one time or maybe it was 4, at a pivotal point, and we could have made one basket that I think, in my mind, would have swung it in the mid to the end of the third. And we had an error, a turnover that was kind of unforced. And I think it was mentally fatiguing. They got tight. And so yes, that was, but I think our physical shape was fine.
Gotcha, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for covering women's basketball. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jan, nice to see you in person.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I didn't get to see you. I didn't get to see you before the game. Do you have a question? I know they did.
I was just going to ask you, you had 2 different dynamics on coaches. Monday night, they reinvented the wheel.
Yeah.
When you stepped out, is it, like you said, notability? The fact that you had that made it at least easier than if you
Yeah,
had been brand new from
yeah,
outside?
I think so. I think that, you had that comfortability, the players, I was comfortable, right? They knew me, I think that was a little safe, they didn't want to hop into the portal. So I think there's positive to both ways. You can be Kim and come in and sell a whole different thing and bring in a lot of portal kids. It's just two ways of doing it.
It's funny though, you talk about Kim, when she was on the other side of it.
Yeah,
A year ago, they used to always say, this is the last time you're gonna see this, so don't worry about it. I mean, that used to be the philosophy
right,
playing
yeah.
then.
It's a whole new game. It's the
Yeah.
wild, wild west.
Stay in touch.
Thank you. We will. Take care. You too. Take care. Yeah.
Which is crazy because there's like that.
There's better ball handlers this year. And Samara are much better ball handlers than all they make better decisions. They don't. I was like from getting the tournament, was like just struggling to.
Joined by Tennessee head coach Kim Caldwell, players Salacia Cooper and Tess Darby. Coach will begin with an opening statement and then we'll take questions.
No, it was a great environment, phenomenal for our game for women's basketball. I was happy to get out of here with a win. Wasn't pretty, it wasn't our best game, but I think you can turn that into a positive, that we can get a lot better and we have a high ceiling.
That's the first question from Cora and then Ryan. Thank you.
Kim, the press tonight was creating turnovers, but there was also quite a few turnovers in the half court just with the ball pressure, just forcing Iowa into bad passes. How did you feel about the defensive effort in the half court tonight? Do you feel like the team made a step there at all?
Yeah, I do, I think so. I think we had some lapses, some obvious lapses where they went on a little run. So we still have some things to clean up, half court defensively, just being a little more disciplined, just sitting down and guarding. But I do think we were flying around. I think we were scrappy. I think we had active hands, which is everything we talked about, and that's what we wanted.
Kim, it was the first game away from Knoxville for you guys. Bright lights. How you feel like the team handled the different scenery?
I don't think they blinked. He was just fine.
Coach, congratulations. Some of the best SEC teams in history have the same style that you have, from like Pat Summitt's teams, Nolan Richardson's 40 Minutes of Hell, Rick Pitino's teams at Kentucky. Where did you, which coaches did you kind of, pick their brain or take some of their philosophy and incorporate it into your philosophy that you have right now with the depth and the pressure?
Yeah, we played a similar way in college and just studied the game. A lot of Shaka Smart, a lot of high school basketball coaches that played this way, and just studying the game and learning and just trying to get your players to play as hard as they possibly can.
Ben Pickman from The Athletic. Just what was the difference in the final 2 or 3 minutes of the game that allowed you guys to switch one possession game to?
Yeah, I think we just finally turned it on. We've been asking them to press, pressure. Hit a couple shots. It's easier to have a little more juice, get up in their space, and we did that, and they looked like a different team for the last 2.5 minutes.
Coach, one for you, Salacia, one for you. Coach, first, this is what your teams do. This is what your team did. Marshall, are you surprised that this team has been able to take on the ability to force turnovers as quickly as they have, and what's allowed for that to happen?
When I first started coaching them, I didn't think we'd ever get there. But no, they work incredibly hard. They're athletic. Once they figured it out, they figured it out. And then I think just the more and more we go through our schedule and the more and more they see success out of it, especially like the end of the game tonight where we needed those steals. And we could have gone down and played half-court defense, but they just decided, hey, we're going to go get the ball. And they went and they got steal, score, and that's huge for us. And so I think the more they see that, the better they will get. But no, it doesn't surprise me at all. We work on it a ton. They're in the gym all the time. They're good at it. I believe in them. I trust them.
And Talisha, for you, it seemed like at that critical point that Coach was just talking about near the end, you decided to take control of the game. And I'm wondering if that's a conscious decision, or you saying to yourself, this is where I can be a difference maker, or is it just that it was just play by play? Those were individual plays you were able to make.
I say play by play. My teammates kept me in the game, kept talking to me, telling me they need me. We did it together. Pressuring the ball on defense, pushing the pace more.
Thank you both. Appreciate it.
Talisha, just like Kim said before, there was some lapses in defense, but you guys just felt like you could come up with the stop when you needed to down the stretch. What do you feel like the team showed with this gritty win? What do you feel like do you feel like you guys took a step mentally to be able to win a game like this?
I work hard every day in practice. I'm not shocked. That might sound cocky, but no. But it's just only gonna get better from me, like Coach said. Keep working hard. Just trusting the process, and it's gonna get better.
Hi, Kim. Jackie Powell with the Next. Talisha started out in foul trouble early on, but then in the second half, she took over on both sides of the ball. I'm just curious, what did you see change in her to sort of help her power her team to get this upset?
Yeah, I think we definitely missed her, but we had players step up in the first half. And so to be able to get through the first half, end up tied without her on the floor, without her and Z on the floor was big for us. And then whenever you're sitting for so long, it takes you a minute to get back into it. And so she was still playing hard. She was still getting good shots. It was just taking her a minute. And then once she got it, she got it.
And also, Tess, for you, I'm just curious, what's so special about Talisha as a player?
Yeah, I think just being on the floor with Talisha, it's really special. She's a 3-level scorer, and she's just an awesome player. She creates so much for others. But most importantly, she's a hard worker, and she's a great teammate. So just really fortunate to call her my teammate, and can't wait to see her success in the future.
Shantae from Short and Sweet. Congratulations on the win. What are you guys most proud of from today?
I just say being resilient, staying out of our own head, and just playing our game. Also, just communicating with each other, not getting down on each other when we make a mistake, playing through it, and buying into it.
Go Doug next, and then on the other side.
Doug Feinberg, the AP, Tess and Talisha, just both. What is it like playing in the system with the pressure you're putting on teams, and it wears them down? And Coach Jensen said that they felt they were mentally fatigued at the end of the game, and they made the turnovers there because you guys just wore them down. So what's it like playing in that system of constant pressure and constant subbing people in and out?
I say I like it. People can't handle the pressure quick. Like Coach said, we athletic. We just speed people up. I feel like she wants us to take the most shots, so I feel like the pace of the game going up and down, it's hard to guard that. You're gonna wear them out eventually. They can't self-vibe and vibe out like we do, so it's just going to get better, like I said earlier.
Yeah, this is a question for the players. I just want to get your overall thoughts on the experience of being able to play at the Women's Champions Classic at the Barclays Center.
I think it's a great opportunity, like Coach Kim said, for women's sports. Just the environment that everyone within this program created. Very fortunate today I got to play here.
Tess and Talisha, you hit on it a little bit, Talisha. Tess, and you can jump in as well. Compare day one and day two of having this system. Did you immediately buy in? Were you just like, whoa, what is this? All right, and compare day one and day two of being in Coach Caldwell's system to now.
Yeah, I really thought, like, how is my fifth-year self going to be able to last in this program? But it's been so fun. I mean, summer was rough conditioning, but just seeing how much it's paid off, and it's so fun to play in this system. You're just going, and anyone can get hot, and you can get a lead, but I think we learned our last game, like that lead can slip out of our fingers as quickly as we got it. But it's only going to get better, and Coach Kim just keeps preaching to us, like, the more you get in the gym, the more your shots go in, the sky's the limit, so I can't wait for that game.
I say, at first it was hard for me to grasp, but as we kept going, I eventually got into it, and just talking to Coach Kim, she talking to me, let me know, like, it fits me well, like, communicate with me, like, let me know I'm doing good, just giving me praise after I sat out the whole year. I feel like I really needed that, and it's just, I like the way we play. I like the system because it's just something I do. I'm athletic. I can get steals. I can get past lanes, get downhill, create for my teammates. So it's gonna get better.
Kim, I'm sure you're not entirely happy with the rebounding tonight, but to overcome, a margin like that, when the offense isn't necessarily flowing, to still come out on top with the win, to find a way to win. How happy are you to see that so early in the season, and why do you feel like the team has been able to do that, both, against Florida State and tonight this week?
Yeah, I think, again, at this point of the season, these are just lessons we're learning. And so the rebounds, we're gonna watch them, we're gonna run for them, it's gonna be corrected. And you wanna be able to handle them now, so that you can fix them now, so by the time that you get into SEC play, you fixed all these problems. And so games like these are huge for us.
Yeah, Coach, why don't you talk about the impression behind the players' ability to close out gritty, tough nail games like this, especially in the New York atmosphere?
Yeah, I think it's huge, especially for a new team. This is a new team with a lot of new players, a new coaching staff. We practice in-game time and score, but just to have them be able to take over a game and to be able to see that, and I always trust my players, and you gotta let them go play. You gotta let them go play, and I don't like to control the game and call a lot of timeouts. I like to save those for them to use, and they showed up when they needed to show up.
Mr. Inside, good luck.
One more question. Howard?
Coach, these are a couple of big wins between this and beating Florida State. I'm wondering what you learned about your team this week.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we learned is we are resilient. I don't want to jinx it, but I know can get better. I know we can get better. I think we're closer to our floor than we are our ceiling right now. And so we got to start getting over the hump. Our shooting percentage isn't great. So just like Tess said, getting in the gym, building their confidence up. And once it clicks, it'll click. And so it was good to get these 2 wins when it was still ugly, and we've got to continue to get better.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Put my stuff inside.
Yeah, just put it on the chair, I'll grab it. Thank you so much.
Also, Maria texted me. She texted me before Tennessee started. She said, "Just so you know, the live stream mics are hot. Like, they don't turn them off." I don't think we said anything crazy, but I was like, "No, I was like, I don't think we."